I know. It seems like that's way too far away, but it'll be.
Is that spring break?
Nope, and then spring break is the second week of April. Yeah. Okay, everybody. Go ahead, show me your screens. Screen 3 to me. 3, 2, screen 3, tell your neighbors, and 1. We made it, good job. So, just like with situational irony, dramatic irony helps you be funny on purpose. And since that's the whole point of Studio C, let me teach you why this is a good trick. So dramatic irony is different. We learned verbal irony is when you say something, but you actually mean the opposite. So verbal irony is like sarcasm, right? And situational irony is when the audience expects something, and then you have something unexpected instead. Phone's away at this point, guys. And then dramatic irony is different. Dramatic irony is when the audience, if it's a movie, or the reader, when it's a written story, the audience or the reader knows more than the characters in the story themselves. So I'm going to show you why this is a good trick in creative writing. Cedar, maybe, you never know. Make sure you're not on the phone. Okay, sometimes I can't tell. I need a volunteer for this one because I'm going to show you, but I need somebody who's willing to follow instructions, even though this is going to be a little bit weird. Thomas got his hand up there, so Thomas, come on down. Okay. So I'm going to show you why dramatic irony is a good creative writing trick. So Thomas, I'm going to stand here, and you're going to stand in front of me, and I promise you nothing is going to happen, but I'm going to do something behind you that's a little dramatic, because I'm trying to get a reaction out of them. Your job is to not turn around, but I promise nothing's going to happen. So go ahead and just turn around right there, and then I'm going to make you kind of take one step to the left, right there. Okay, so one thing that makes this all work better is if you guys don't reveal the secret. I had a kid one year yell out the thing I tried to do, and it like ruined the whole thing. So keep it to yourselves for just a second, okay? But let's pretend Thomas and I are characters in a story. And he's walking on his doodah way. Maybe he's the main character in a story. And if I wasn't being ridiculously obvious and talking really loud into a microphone behind him, here's the dramatic irony, because again, when the audience or reader knows more than the characters in the story. So if Thomas is the main character, does he see what I'm doing behind him? No. But do you guys, the audience, know what I'm about? Or can you see both of us? Yes. Yeah. So that's the dramatic irony. You're in on that secret. You know what's going on, but Thomas doesn't. So I'm going to pull something out of the cupboard that's very dramatic, and Thomas, you're going to be totally fine, and it's fake. But I want you to imagine, if he was a main character, he's on his happy doodah way, and if I wasn't being really, really loud, and all of a sudden, I do this, the whole audience is like, oh my gosh, Thomas, just turn around. It's fake, guys. Oh, you're not supposed to turn around. That's okay. It's from the dollar store, right? But if I was sneaking up behind him with through a fake knife or a real knife, if it was a real story, right? You're fine now, Thomas. But it kind of builds this sense of tension, right? And suspense. Like the audience is like, oh my gosh, just turn around. Do you ever fight with your TV? I'm like, if the character only knew what was about to happen, right? Same with this kick me sign, right? That if Darth Vader is putting the kick me, and if he was sneaky enough about it, the character wouldn't know. And same with the meme right here. It's this cat who's hiding under the covers and says, I'm pretty sure I lost him. It's a little monster dude sneaking up behind him. We know though, the monster's right there. And the character in the story, in this case the meme, he doesn't know. So let me show you 2 examples, but I am going to encourage you, you don't have to, just as always, but I'm going to encourage you to think about how you could use dramatic irony in your Studio C script. So we're going to start with this one, and then I have a Studio C example to show you so you can see how it works so well.
What do horror movies and comedies have? The 2 genres might seem totally different, but the reason they're both so popular is perhaps because of what they have in common, their use of dramatic irony. First, let's clarify. There are 3 types of irony out there.
What is this guy expecting? Yeah, sunny, he's gonna go have a nice day. And situational irony, we're gonna do something unexpected. So here comes the situational irony.
Situational irony is when you expect one thing but get the opposite. Verbal irony is when someone says something but truly means the opposite.
Like, obviously, no, you should not jump into a swimming pool full of sharks, right? Verbal irony is sarcasm. Like, yeah, go ahead. Jump on in with all those sharks in that tiny little swimming pool. No.
Dramatic irony, though, is what we'll be looking at right now. Dramatic irony is when the audience seems to know more about an event, a situation, or a conversation than the characters in the movie, on the show, or in the book do. The audience is in on a secret that the characters have missed. This is a great storytelling device that creates tremendous emotion within that text. Think about it for a moment. How does it feel when, in a horror film, you know that the scary villain is hiding behind that door in the dark room? The music becomes eerie, the lighting creates complete shadows. This has to be bad for the hero.
It's the reason I can't watch scary movies. That feeling of like, oh my gosh, I know something's about to jump out. I cannot handle that. But other people love that feeling, right? But it also can be funny as well.
Of course, though, that hero must enter the room to find the villain. You feel tremendous tension and the suspense of knowing that someone will jump out and be scary, but you just don't know when. That tension is dramatic irony. You know something more than the characters in the film. Now, take the typical comedy. There will probably be some type of misunderstanding. Again, we know more of what is going on than the characters do. Picture two characters making a plan for a birthday surprise for their roommate, while that roommate overhears the entire conversation from the hallway. From there, confusion and misunderstanding occur, and the tension builds. But this isn't the same tension as the horror film, since it is probably pretty funny as the characters try to figure out the who's and the what's. But it serves as a great example of the tension and suspense of dramatic irony. This tension or suspense in both genres drives the story and keeps the plot progressing. The audience wants, no, needs to see the tension of the dramatic irony broken either by the scary person jumping out of the shadows or by someone finally revealing someone's true identity and clearing up the confusion. So when you feel like you are in on the secret, that is dramatic irony, a hallmark of all the great writers.
So the reason why it's so good for the audience is it keeps them from getting bored, right? If I can make my reader feel anything, it also, I feel like dramatic irony is almost the equivalent of me going like this. Dun, 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 dun. Right? It like drives you crazy. If I don't finish it, you're like, ugh, just finish it, right? And that's what it does to the reader. It keeps them hooked until you finish. Yeah, Ale.
It's kind of like what happens in reality shows.
Yeah. So this one is another Studio C that shows you how dramatic irony works so well. It's called Surprise Party Slaughter. Start thinking about your you try box, everybody.
Hey, Whitney, you there? You there, Whitney? Hi, can I talk to Whitney's husband? Hey, Tim, this is Hank. Yeah, Whitney's boss. Yeah, I was just calling to finalize tonight's plans for Whitney's surprise birthday party. Sure, I can hold. Hey, look, Mom, I can't talk right now. Yeah, I told you I don't work on a farm anymore. Got me a desk job. Well, why don't you just go onto the Google and type in how to slaughter a cow? All right, I'll walk you through it. Just hold your
Here
horses.
comes the dramatic irony.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Whitney doesn't suspect a thing. Yeah, so just to double check, we're all going to meet up at 6 o'clock and then catch her off guard when she gets home from work? Okay. Now, the first thing you want to do is stay out of her way because she's a big old heifer.
You'd be like, oh no, you didn't! Let's fight.
Yeah, she'll crush you like a Coke can.
Okay, so let's just make it clear why this is dramatic irony. So, can we see her?
Yeah.
Can we see him? Does he know that she is there? And does she know that he is having two different conversations?
No.
But do we, the audience, know all of that?
Yeah.
Boom, dramatic irony.
You know as well as I, she's been fattening up all winter.
It's gonna get worse.
Oh, and make sure and sedate her before she realizes she's being attacked or she'll struggle something off.
Whoa. He's talking about a cow.
That cow can bellow. Yeah, all of Whitney's friends know about it. Yep, they're excited to see it go down. Gonna be the party of the year. Whole office is in on it, even the guys down at the parking garage. And yeah, look, it doesn't matter what you use to knock her out, okay? Yeah, just grab yourself some chloroform, tranquilizer darts.
Wow, that changed
She's
a
got
lot.
four upside the head.
Tim, pick up, pick up.
Hey, thanks, Tim. I couldn't have done this without you.
Maybe it's a different Tim.
I mean, every husband plans on doing something like this. But how many actually go through with it? Okay, I gotta go.
So we're kind of used to this idea of she thinks that it's an attack, but it's not. So now that they've set up that expectation, they're about to hit us with situational irony during the dramatic irony. Like it's 2 for 1. Situational irony and dramatic irony. And Knox, I don't know why you have headphones on in the middle of the lesson, so please take them off. But they're going to hit us with something extra unexpected right now because we kind of got used to this. So situational irony and dramatic irony can work together, you guys.
Kill her quick so she doesn't suffer.
Here it comes.
We don't want to hurt her, we just want to eat her.
Whoa, that's a lot different. That's the situational irony.
Hey, we'll see you soon, Tim. Okay, yeah, hope you're as hungry as I am.
All right, boss, everything's ready for tonight. I've got the blindfold and the baseball bat.
So, when I teach you different creative writing tricks, it's not for nothing, right? Maybe think about, and that's also why I have the word wall there. If you kind of start realizing, my story's a little boring, I need something different, I need something new, maybe think about adding something like, boom, this would be a good spot for an alliteration, or ooh, if I use a simile right here, it'll make it extra cool, right? So, does anybody have an example that we didn't already talk about that we put for the U try box? Lindsay, what was yours? Yeah, for sure. In the many assassinations of Samir, that there were those surprise assassins. Yeah, Zoe.
Well, I did a picture, and
Yeah.
it's like, you're such a good friend, Iago, and then in his mind, he's like evil, and then,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then, yeah, I think dramatic irony happens a lot that way, that like we, the reader, can read their thoughts, but other people don't know what's going on in their head. So that's another really good way of building dramatic irony. Okay, everybody turn that in. Headley, you can stop now. Thank you so much.